My name is Rebecca Redmond. I am 38 years old and I've been on Omnipod since November 26, 2018. My interests and hobbies include drawing, writing, and I love to do anything adventurous with my 10-year-old son. When I was 17 turning 18, we were on a family trip and I was thirsty all the time. It was insatiable and I was hungry and tired. I had started to lose a tremendous amount of weight and I was going to the bathroom all the time. And that led to a trip to the doctor and eventually my diagnosis. Growing up, I was always aware of type 1 diabetes and the connection to insulin. My grandmother's cousin was Frederick Banting, who discovered insulin. So when I was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes, that connection became a lot deeper for me personally because I need insulin to survive. I had been on multiple daily injections for my entire life as a type 1 diabetic, so 18 years. In September of 2018, I went to an adult diabetes camp where I was one of 5 non-pump users. There were over 100 participants. I met several people on the Omnipod who had this system that didn't require me to inject myself, and that was very exciting for me. Multiple daily injections were really hard for me, but necessary because I needed insulin to live. But taking 5 to 6 shots a day caused a lot of anxiety for me. Every time I would go to inject myself, I'd have an anxiety attack. I missed several family dinners locked in the bathroom. I would get the sweats. I was nauseous. I didn't always manage my diabetes that well because of the fear of taking the needle would stop me from correcting when I needed to. When I started on Omnipod, those fears were gone. I gained a lot of time back in my life with Omnipod. I didn't have as much worry or fear. I wasn't missing meals. It was so much easier to manage my diabetes and make small corrections throughout the day because there were no more injections. I saved every pod from my first year of being on Omnipod with the anticipation of doing something creative with it. I thought collecting all of those memories would make a really interesting art piece. So I wanted to remember every moment that I had and all the freedom that I gained while using the pod. I think when you're living with type 1 diabetes or any illness, if you have the options to choose something that works for you, it goes a lot further than people think. It's a very intimate thing to have a device help you be healthy and survive. And if you have a choice in that, you gain some control over an uncontrollable situation, and I think that leads to better mental health and also better physical health overall. My favorite quote or motto, I'm not sure how you would look at it, is nothing changes if nothing changes. And I live by that every day, whether it's a big change or a small change. It's just like when I switched. I changed from having fears of injecting myself every day to switching to an insulin pump that made my life easier, and so much has happened because of that small change. If I could tell somebody on multiple daily injections why they should switch to an insulin pump, it would be to gain time. I wish I had done it years ago. I wish that option had have been there because I've gained so much time and much better control of my diabetes, which has just improved my life overall.